Hello, fellow students of calculus. My name is Nathaniel Zeiger, and we will be doing problem number 35 on page 147, which is this function here, taking the derivative of it, 2x to the third plus 5x times x minus 3 times x plus 2. So by now you are no doubt familiar with the process of taking the derivative of two terms being multiplied together, which is this rascal right here. You know it as first d second plus first second, whatever it is. You take the derivative of one term times the other one plus the derivative of the second term times the first. So use a similar process for evaluating the derivative of three terms being multiplied together, which is this rascal right here. F of x equals ABC. Yeah, so that's three terms being multiplied together. You take the derivative of the first term times the other two, plus the derivative of the second term times the first and the third, plus the derivative of the last term times the first and the second. So it doesn't matter like what order you do it in. You can switch it up. Who cares? It just says as long as you take the derivative of each one at a time times the other two terms as they are, you'll probably get the right answer. So we're just gonna follow this thing here for this function here, and yeah, let's do it. So first thing we gotta do is, oh yeah, I don't want green. First thing we gotta do is take the derivative of this first term right here, 2x to the third plus 5x. So if you were very clever, you will have known that you bring the 3 down and reduce the degree by 1, making this, and here I'm going to put this in red so you know it's the derivative. Makes it 6x squared, and 5x just becomes 5, obviously, so yeah, 6x squared plus 5 is that derivative of that first term. And then we multiply it by just the other two terms as they are. So x minus 3 and x plus 2. Alright, our next step is to add it to this part, b prime times a times c. So we just bring this first guy down as it is, 2x to the third plus 5x. The derivative of x just becomes 1, and minus 3 will just become 0, so we'll ignore it, just leave it as 1. And then we just multiply it by this third term as it is, x plus 2. Close bracket, alrighty. So then finally we multiply it by c prime times the first term times the second term. So this will be 2x to the third plus 5x times x minus 3. The derivative of x, once again, is just 1, and plus 2 can be ignored, it just becomes 0. So there we go. Now, our next step is to multiply all these together, get rid of all these pesky parentheses, which will make it easier to combine like terms. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply these two guys together. Pull it on. I'm going to just kind of bring this guy down over here. And then x times x, x squared, minus 3 times x is minus 3x, plus 2x just becomes minus x. And then minus 3 times 2 is minus 6. Boom. Alright. Then we can multiply these together. We can just ignore this 1 entirely because it's just 1, So 2x to the third times x is 2x to the fourth. Pretty sure. 2. Where was I? 2x to the third plus 2 is 4x to the third. And then 5x times x. I didn't even do that. Becomes 5x squared. And then 5x times 2 becomes 10x. Now we can move on to our last set of brackets here. Once again, we can just ignore this 1 because it's 1, so just, it's whatever. 2x to the third times x is 2x to the fourth. 2x to the third times -3 is -6x to the third. 5x times x is 5x squared. And 5x times -3 is -15x. Alright, we're good. So yeah, last thing we need to do is multiply these two guys here together first. Can't forget about them. They are still not, they're still not fully simplified. So 6x squared times x squared is 6x to the fourth. 5 times 5x, or 5 times x squared is 5x squared. This is getting pretty boring at this point. 6x squared times -x is -6x to the third. Thanks for sticking this out. 5 times -x is -5x. 6x squared times -6 is -36x squared. And -6 times +5 is -30. And then now we can actually just bring down all these other terms. We don't need these brackets anymore, just making our life more complicated. So yeah, just add all these suckers up and you're good to go. Right, so makes it a little bit easier for me to color code these bad boys. If you're like a super genius, like Joe Monaco or Cassandra Mass, you probably don't have to do any of this. You probably already know the answer. Don't spoil it for anyone else, but yeah, we're gonna color code. I like doing that. We're gonna make our x to the fourths orange. Let me know if I missed one. I think that's it. All right, we're gonna make our x to the thirds. Let's go with green. Boom. All right, let's make our x squareds, run out of colors, blue. I like blue. Let's make x's purple. Hopefully you can like differentiate between all these on your screens at home. I'll just leave -30 black because yeah, I don't have any more colors. So now we are going to combine the like terms. We'll start with the biggest one, 6x, or x to the fourth. 6 plus 2 plus 2 is 10, so we get 10. I want to make it orange. 10x to the fourth. We'll move on to our greens. -6 plus 4, -2 minus 6 is -8. X to the third. Blues, we got a plus 5x, plus 5x, plus 5x, minus 36x squared. So that becomes -21x squared. Then move on to our purple. 5, 10, minus 15. So that's what, like 10, I think. Probably 10x plus 10x. Yeah, all right. And then just bring this sucker down. It's black minus 30. Let me check calc chat real quick to make sure I got the right answer. All right, I did. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the answers to number 35. 10x to the fourth minus 8x to the third minus 21x squared plus 10x minus 30 is the derivative of this function up here. I don't really have like anything to say after this. Yeah, enjoy your year. Thanks. Bye.